Hello, my friend, and welcome back to your daily dose of Broodwar here. Today, we're going to be taking a look at speed once again, checking back in on our old pal, 10minFLASH, aka Sexy, now known as Speed. And over here in the top left, we got DDASIK, who is a player who has qualified for ASL before. Not somebody that I've featured on the channel, but you know, he's a quality player and maybe a good matchup for Speed. I like to check on this guy, see what he's doing in TVZ. He's got some interesting ideas, and if he's got a good match like this, you know, maybe we'll see him pull out an interesting build here. Maybe the 7-11 build. Maybe we'll see him do some 2-port Wraith or something like we saw before against some of the other players. It's actually kind of looking like 2-port Wraith right now with the wall-in being set up here. And by the way, guys, this is a series, and it was played very, very recently. I got it from cwall.gg. It was on the 20th of January of 2024, so very, very recent. And we've got a few games here to go through. Bit of a series between these two, so we're gonna start with a gas here for Speed. DDASIK doing basically a regular 2-hatch play, getting the gas right away after the pool and the hatchery first. So everything looking pretty normal so far for DDASIK. When is he gonna find out about this build here? When is he gonna find out about this gas? That'll be an important timing. Ooh, a proxied factory. Now, this is actually something that can throw off a Zerg player massively. Now, if you don't know, the Zerg player, the timing when you find out that it is a gas build, the timing for throwing down a sunken colony in order to block a vulture is like 3:30, I believe, maybe 3:20. You want to throw that down. And he's got about 30 seconds to do that. However, this vulture is going to arrive a little bit before the vulture coming from the main. So even if he throws it down here at 3:30, the vulture might be able to slip by if he doesn't have perfect blocking on the ramp. Now here comes the... Yeah, okay, 3:20. Hasn't thrown it down yet. I think he might have messed up. He had the money there, but it didn't... start the building, and look at that. He thinks that he's on time here. He thinks he's on time, but the vulture is already popping out, and it's gonna make its way over. Oh, he's going around the back. Interesting. So he's actually gonna go through this way. This is a bit harder to pull off, but if he can make it in, he's gonna be able to avoid that sunken colony altogether. If he just ran by, he actually could have made it past the sunken colony. So a little bit of a missed opportunity, I feel, by Speed. Just because the sunken was a little bit late, he probably could have run by, but now he gets it through on the 3rd attempt. He's going to be able to run up here into the main base. Let's see how much damage this baby can do. One vulture in the main is serious, serious trouble for a Zerg player. He's going to pull all the drones, it looks like, to try and pick this off. Ooh, bit of a miss micro there by Speed, and he's going to try to go behind. Oh, man, he almost cut that off. If he had cut that from going... from doubling back there, he would have trapped it behind the mineral line, and that would have been lights out for this vulture. However, now the vulture with 5 kills here. 3 of those are on Lings so far. 6 kills. 7, 8. The majority of those are on Lings, and he gets the surround. Very nicely done, getting that final surround. And he manages to pick off the vulture. We do have a Wraith on the way. Second Wraith, actually, is coming out here. And a third being built as well. Another vulture slips over. Oh my goodness. This is going to get crazy. He slipped the vulture over while microing. That's insane. Actually, I guess he just finished microing. Gonna get another drone here in the main. He's microing the Wraiths right now, so the vulture... not getting as much damage as it could, but there it is. GG. A very cheeky play here to start this series off by Speed. jumping over multiple vultures through those back mineral lines and following up with that 2-port Wraith. Really nice, strong play and a strong start to the series here for Speed. Okay, for game number 2, we're going to be moving over to Apocalypse. Change the colors here so we have a non-red Terran. Blue Terran works fine for me. Speed over here on Apocalypse, bottom right. Top center for DDASIK. DDASIK got to be a little salty about that last loss. Painful. Definitely painful to have a vulture in your main and you're doing all the micro to try and catch it, and then another one comes in and the wraiths and all that. Technical takedown from his opponent, Speed. And how will DDASIK decide to play this next game? Is he going to put on some early pressure with a pool? It appears not. Just going to stick with his normal build. He will have the Overlord scouting this wall in to start things off, so that's going to be nice for DDASIK, having the full information, of course. We'll see if he actually reveals the Overlord here. See if he reveals this, because I believe the Overlord vision is actually more than the supply depot, and he does reveal that. That's a little bit unfortunate there, but not the end of the world. Just means that Speed is going to be able to send his first SCV in the right direction and find DDASIK immediately. Pool, gas. Drone's going to be built here. Another 2-hatch play out of DDASIK. Very normal stuff from him. It's not as common in the modern era to go just straight 2-hatch, but 2.5 is more popular, but it's still a very good build. Very solid. Gives you a lot of options to do early damage, that type of thing with the Mutalisk, and potentially with Speedlings too if you want to go that route. Drones here chasing the SCV, and this is actually a base I haven't studied very well, but it looks like this mineral patch right here is going to be the boostable one, the auto boosting one. I don't know if there's another one that you can potentially boost in this mineral patch. This is an awkward one for me. The mineral patch is over. There's very few maps that actually have mineral patches spread out like this. Most of them have like side on the left and the right instead, and 2 Marines going to make their way across here. Is he actually going to commit with these? We do have 4 Lings going to pop out. 3 Marines though can fight that, especially with an SCV for support, and a 4th Marine going to come up here. If he doesn't have another Ling set, okay, he does have 1 more Ling set. It would be nice to get out here to see the Marines coming before they get up this ramp. Okay, he sees the Lings, and Speed just going to turn away with his 4 Marines. Now going to come forward once again. DDASIK, don't lose a Ling right now. Very important that you keep all these Lings alive. Has full-on drones coming right now. Just drones. So he's going to rely on just these 6 Lings to fight the 4 Marines. That should be enough. Speed going to back away here. He does not want to be losing Marines right now, but he may end up losing them. 2 Marines go down. 3 Marines go down. A 4th falls as well. Ooh, that's painful. That is painful. A lot of Terran players these days are doing these kind of cheeky little move outs that can actually do a surprising amount of damage if you're not prepared. If, 3 or 4 Marines show up at your natural and you only have a couple of Lings, or even just 4 Lings, things can get very, very brutal. End up losing a bunch of drones. Could even lose an Overlord if you have one floating like this. Things get really, really hectic. So a lot of Terran players are doing move outs like that, but you can just see how weak those move outs are. They're very, very susceptible to a few Lings. Just if you've got barely enough Lings, you can easily crush that and kill every single Marine. And it looks like a 2.5 hatch actually is incoming here. So keeping the hatch in the main. I thought he sent out a drone, but maybe deciding against that. Going for the hatchery here. This is like a very late 2.5 hatch. You can see the Spire is going to finish well before the hatchery here in the main. Usually this hatch would not be placed in the main base. That's actually reserved more for a a 3rd base location, the hatchery at this timing. So interesting to see him put that down there in the main. Coming forward here. Lings are trying to buy a little bit of time. The Sunken is very close to finishing, but there are 2 medics, so having 2 medics means you could potentially break through the Sunken. However, with the Lings assisting and Muta's about to pop, Speed will head back home. I'm surprised he was able to get this little army together. How many barracks do we have? Just 2 barracks back at home. Able to pump out enough Marines to threaten. Even with losing 4 Marines in the early game, still able to threaten and force a Sunken here. So well done by Speed. Living up to his name, the 10minFLASH. Able to play up to the 10-minute mark at the level of Flash. That's his claim. We'll see if he's able to do better past that, because I don't think we're going to see him kill DDASIK anytime soon. A little bit of a weak first volley here from these mutas, but coming in now with the Lings. Gonna kill one of these turrets for sure. No, actually backing away now that the SCVs are coming to fight. Hitting on that supply depot for now. Marines moving up towards the natural. We do have to be careful here as DDASIK. We can't allow this Marine medic ball to reach our natural uncontested. Lings still alive somehow. Pulled away at the last minute, I guess. Muta ball getting a little bit injured, but he's forcing out a lot of stim. Let's take a look at the medic energy here. Stim is getting a little bit taxing on these Marine medic. Gonna pull out 1 injured Muta. Has +1 attack on the way and no 3rd base yet. So I think that we're gonna see DDASIK continue to build Ling and Muta and try to actually break Speed here. That's what it looks like to me. He's building 5 drones though. 5 drones in production is a little bit funny. Coming in with the Lings now. Gonna surround and crush this Marine medic force. Marine medic force goes down very, very easily here. No mutas were lost in that fight, as you can see. Just the one that was pulled out is damaged. Another one going to be pulled out here. Oh, he puts the one that actually has less HP. He switched them. Switched out the one that has less HP. He's going to take the 3rd base now. We go ahead and grab that and put that pressure onto Speed. However, that's a lot of turrets. Speed correctly recognizing his position right now, realizing that now there's going to be a lot of mutas here. I didn't kill any mutas with that last fight, and my Marine medic force is very small. He's got the bunker at the front to help him out with the Ling attacks, but he's not able to get his starport done here. He cannot engage with the small Marine medic, otherwise he'll keep bleeding units, and he'll never be able to take control of his main. He's got 1 Marine in that bunker. More SCVs going down here. Really good control overall by DDASIK. He has not taken his 3rd base though yet. A little bit disappointed with that. More drones popping out here. He's really droning up at the moment. Getting out 32 drones. He's actually 4 drones ahead of the Terran. 4 workers ahead of the Terran right now. After doing that little bit of harassment in the main. 3rd base starting up, but we just don't have the gas that we maybe need at this point. He has the Queen's Nest with the Hive, Evolution Chamber, and we have Lurker on the way, but this is a very interesting way to get into Lurker. With all of these tech structures, he really can't produce any mutas right now. Really can't produce any mutas with all of this going up. Hive, +1 armor, Hydralisk, Lurker upgrade is finishing. That's just way too many upgrades going at the same time. And so the fact that he actually has this full 11 group still is very, very good. He doesn't want to commit too heavily with this. Just pick off what he can here and there. A few Marines here, a few Marines there without losing any mutas. That's going to be very, very good for DDASIK. He does need to get some more damage going here, though, because we are going to have a Valkyrie out. I think actually Speed is playing right into DDASIK's hands at the moment. There's the scan. He sees everything. He sees the Defiler's Mound. He's got to actually switch out of Valkyrie now. He's got to put down a science facility, and there it is. Immediate science facility here from Speed is the right choice. Definitely don't want to be caught building a bunch of Valkyries while your opponent is switching fully into Mutalisk or into Lurker, excuse me. And the Mutalisks are going to take a volley here from this Valkyrie. Losing 1 Muta already, but the Mutas have pretty much served their purpose. They bought this time for the 3rd base to come online. The gas will be taken here very soon. We're gonna have some defilers popping out shortly. Consume is on the way. And there's lots of space here right now for DDASIK to move. He's got, you know, he doesn't have the Marine medic right in front of his base or anything like that. Scanning ahead of the army, making sure that he's not going to get caught by a hold position lurker play. That's quite a lot of lurkers here. So that is certainly a threat right now. And I don't think that speed is going to move any farther forward with that threat still looming. Double dropship on the way here. Double drops. Probably going to head for the main. And I actually don't see any overlord's position here. This is a big mistake by DDASIK. You need overlords along these edges. That overlord is helpful, but most of the overlords are up here being used for Mutalisk control. Oh, he's going to fly in. He's going to see it. He saw it. He saw it. He's going to move Scourge into position. Oh, the Scourge. They need to get over here. Scourge in position. Very, very nice for DDASIK, but Valkyrie are going to help clear this out. He's going to come forward with some Scourge. Scourge picked that off. He's going to go after the dropships. Looks like the Valkyries are going to get a lot of kills on these mutas, but the fact that he's able to clear this out without taking any real damage from the drop is actually massive. Oh, running by here. This is kind of funny. He's probably going to end up getting surrounded and actually killed. Ooh, great stim there. Great split as well with the Marines. Lings coming up. Lurkers coming up. He doesn't have enough to actually surround this. Bring the Lings over as well. He will clear this. Everything here going to be cleared by these Lings. Just needs a couple more Lings to come up here. The medic being a bit annoying, but Lurker's going to clear that out. Medic over here in the back. Pretty good hold overall by DDASIK. He's got more workers than his Terran opponent. He just needs to get a fourth base online now, and he's really switching into full-on Hydra Defiler production. And this is a very fun style to watch, guys. I know you guys out there love to watch Hydraless Defiler, and we're going to get a great game here of this Hydraless Defiler play. Ooh, going to lose a few drones here. A little bit annoying. Dropping the Dark Swarm on the mineral line is a good move. Stopping that from that damage from occurring. It's like the medics gonna hold the line for a little bit, but eventually the Hydra Ling will clear that out. DDASIK doing a great job once again. He's lost a few drones, but he's fine. Gonna be holding on here for now. The Irradiates are gonna start though, and we just don't have a fourth gas yet. So Lurker's gonna come over here. Maybe oh no. Oh no. This is very bad. A lot of drones going down right now. The eraser trick coming through. I really thought he was actually going to utilize I thought he was going to use this for, you know, killing off a couple of defilers, but he's killing so many drones. So many drones going down here. Finally bringing some Hydras up. And the Irradiate will run out. There we go. He's got a couple Scourge there also. Scourge going to be able to deal with that. The drone count was almost completely reset here. Only 35 drones left. That means a big round of drones is in order, and that could leave an opportunity for Speed to get in there. Of course, Speed was badly damaged by a really good plague that went down during that last fight. But, oh, get a good plague, get a good plague. Oh, he missed. Not able to get it, and the Marines are going to move away. Really nice job here by Speed. That's frustrating as DDASIK. Sending out a Defiler like that, and you're not able to get any damage with it. And now the Lurkers are going to come up here. Or, sorry, the Marines are going to come up here, and that's too many Marines for this number of Lurker. If he spreads and splits, he should be able to crush that. And two Defilers walking out here. They do not have energy. He needs a consume, but he doesn't have one. DDASIK on the retreat. He's going to spread out his Lurkers. This is not enough Lurkers. The Marines are getting wiped pretty well, but he needed more army here to fight this. That is so unfortunate. DDASIK looks like he might be getting taken out here. He's losing a lot of drones. He's bringing back the Lurkers from the fourth base to try and hold on here, but he's losing so many Lurkers in the process. The Marines spreading and splitting very, very well. +2 armor kicks in, though. +2 armor is actually above the attack damage of these Marines, which is kind of huge. Oh, a drop into the main as well. Fire bat here in the main. Drones are going to be pulled. He can send the drones over to the third base, which has recently been cleared. Lurker here and a Defiler as well. Darkstorm going to go down finally. The Marines will have to retreat, but this is just so much chaos for DDASIK to try and deal with. I don't think he's going to be able to figure that out. If Speed was able to send this over here at the same time, he would have killed the fourth, and I think he would be like about to win this game. But maybe DDASIK, with that base not going down, with that base maybe being held, if he sends Lings down there, he should be able to hold that. He did. So maybe he can hold on. Maybe DDASIK can live for now. He's at 38 workers. It's still a okay force. It's still fightable. If he gets a really good Plague and Darkswarm and, you know, things go a little bit awry for Speed, maybe he loses all of his Science Vessels, maybe we can have something work out here for DDASIK. Another group of Marine Medic going to be loaded up now. This is a little bit scary. Oh, he's trying to go for another Razor trick, but he's going to get picked off. That's a great trade. Oh, no. Oh, God. That's so painful. He didn't get the Plague off there. That Plague would have been huge. There's a nice Plague on a couple of Science Vessels here, but this base goes down. So finally, he did move this army that was down there to kill off the fourth. And with the fourth going down, this is Speed's game to lose now. He is in a very good spot. More hatches being added on. DDASIK, I don't even think he can afford that many hatches at the moment. But it's okay. He's going to be pumping out masses of Hydra. I'm surprised he's not going for another Hydralisk upgrade, actually. Feels like another Hydralisk upgrade would be very good. Nice pick off on that one drop, but this drop's going to go behind the mineral lines, and that could deal a lot of damage if DDASIK's not quick to pull these drones. Not pulling the drones right off the bat. He's going to take quite a few losses there. Pushing up on the other side of the map. He's trying to get in range of maybe the natural here, but he loses both of the Defilers at the same time. That's painful. Losing both those Defilers is really, really not good. However, the Hydra should be able to push forward, and creating a little bit of chaos on the Terran side of the map can do a lot for you. Drop over here now at the third base, man. This is getting too insane. I don't think DDASIK's going to be able to hold on much longer. He's tried his best to keep in this game, but he's losing Hydras now to just Marine Medic behind the wall. That's not what you want to be doing. He's losing drones here in the main base once again as well. This is just not going his way. 30 drones remain. He needs some more Scourge to actually deal with that finally. But Speed is just pulling him apart. Moving through the middle of the map now, sending in more reinforcements. Another drop over here. There is a Lurker in position, but he's going to scan and kill that off. Not enough damage from these Lurkers, actually. With the one armor, just the one attack is not going to be good enough. 3 armor is done now for DDASIK, so that's actually a big power spike. It's going to be hard to take a fight with only 2 attack for the Terran. And we've got quite a few units moving out. Another drop coming in. Oh, it's so annoying. This drop, though, just going to get kind of cleaned up pretty easily. We've got a Lurker here. We've got the Plague as well. So all this is going to go down very, very fast. Can he get the drop? Oh, my God. He doesn't get the drop. But this Hydra should be able to kill that. We'll see if he does get that kill. There it is. 2 kills on that Hydra. He picks off that drop. So things going a little bit better for DDASIK. Can he get another couple of Science Vessels? A great Plague there, shoving forward. All his drones heading out in this army. I'm not sure where they're headed. They need to get over here and start mining that gas. Pushing forward with some more Hydras. Oh, he's hitting this base. Interesting. That's a lot of Hydras here to fight. Lurker's coming up as well. He's going to drop some Darkswarm? No Darkswarm. Okay, he actually lost all the Defilers, unfortunately. So without Darkswarm, I don't think he can push forward any further. He needs to get this third gas online so badly. Let's take a look. What is left here? Funny, cheeky little Mutalisk back there. Just 1 kill. Gonna push forward here. Darkswarm should be going down. Okay, Plague, actually, even better. Plague gonna help to clear out a lot of that. Some Scourge coming up as well. but I don't think he's going to be able to get in range. Oh, this is so close. 40, 50, 30, 20, 10. Dark Swarm does get one. Another Dark Swarm going to come up here. He could cut off this base. If he can cut off this base, he can win this game. But he's only got 2 Lurkers under this Dark Swarm. He's got to make a move right now. He's got to move forward here. Lurker's going to run up. Lurker's under the Dark Swarm. Nice Plague there on a lot of this. And a lot of these SCVs are going to be going down. Another great Plague could come down. Very, very good stuff there from DDASIK. He's killing off so many SCVs right now. There's nothing going on DDASIK's side of the map. He's able to just completely pay attention to, you know, killing off these science vessels and that. Can he get this? Can he get these science vessels? No, Hydra, gotta pay attention with the Hydra. Oh, he loses that. Ling's gonna clear out that area, and looks like both the Lurkers will go down, so speed starting to stabilize. However, another round of units is coming across the map here. Tanks are trying to be born, trying to be produced, I guess. I don't know why I said born, but they're trying to pop out here, and they're just running directly into units and getting plagued. Hydra's coming forward. Lurkers coming up too. No Lurkers, just pure Hydra and Ling. Another Defiler should be coming up soon, but that Defiler was picked off. This factory is getting very, very low. We got 1 tank here. Looks like that's going to end up going down. 1 more tank there behind the factories is going to be holding off. Oh, this Mutalisk just got a kill on one of those science vessels, but looks like speed will hold on for now. A 4th base coming up here. He is mined out in main and natural. This is all the mining he has. So actually, this is looking better and better for DDASIK. He is depleted, and this is almost depleted. So still 1,000 gas. I mean, that's some time. He can be on 2 gas for a while. And with this gas coming up, he'll be back on 3. So definitely fightable with these Hydras. If he gets another great Plague here, I think speed will be in a lot of trouble. Another good Plague on this bio group. You're not going to be able to produce much more bio. He's not producing any tanks right now because he can barely produce bio. So the Marine Medic, all that's standing in between speed and defeat right now. Throw down a big Plague, maybe? Plague on the Science Vessel? Science Vessel. Okay, just Dark Storm instead. Go for the kill on the Science Vessel. Coming up with Lurkers here from the top side. Not enough. A Marine Medic here. Great making the egg there at the front. Just tank that damage. D-Matrix goes down, but it's on one of the last Marines available. Ling's here in the mineral line, dealing a lot of damage, killing off quite a few SCVs. As more units get sent to the front here, some more radiates are going to go down. The fact that he has 4 vessels here could be the saving grace right now for speed, but he's running so low on minerals, man. He's got hardly anything left. I think DDASIK's going to be able to take this. Dropping down another Dark Swarm. It's on top of the factories. Now the factory that is making this tank here is going to end up getting taken out. Lurker's going to run forward here, but there's too many fire bats underneath this. Fire bats are going to be able to clear out a lot of this stuff, and the Lurkers get picked once again. Still alive here is Speed, hanging on by his fingernails. However, 4th base is coming up. He needs this next gas, actually. Oh, you know what? He's got more gas than he has minerals right now. Wow, the minerals are run out now over at the main and natural. A great Plague. That's the Plague. That is the Plague right there that he needed to be able to push through this. And I think with that, we should see DDASIK take this win. Dark Swarm right there. He kills the tank. He runs through this. He should be able to win this game. One more Dark Swarm here. Pushing forward. It kills the tank. Another Plague. There it is. GG. Speed taps out. DDASIK firing back. A really great game there, actually. I am impressed with both these two players. DDASIK hanging on for such a long time, and then Speed himself nearly coming back in this late game. However, DDASIK just getting too many decent Plagues and stopping the production for long enough. Stopping the growth of Terran is what you really have to do. He prevented him from getting any bases beyond this. And really, Speed was not able to keep up after that 10-minute mark. That's the name, but it is kind of funny that that's the way it goes. Maybe he needs to do another rush in this next game to take back momentum. Let's jump into game number 3. All right, game number 3, guys. We're going to be looking for DDASIK to survive the first 10 minutes of the game. Can he take Speed into the long game and run him down with the stamina? It really does feel like his name is so appropriate. Speed can play like an absolute champ. He did so many drops in that last game. He was so wild with the drops and with the early game pressure. It really felt like he was playing incredibly well in the early game. Of course, losing those first few Marines was very painful. Had he not lost those first 4, you know, brought them back and kept them around, just imagine how much quicker he could have gotten a Valkyrie out, because he was being delayed on his starport by so long because he just didn't have enough Marines to clear out the Muta. But we're here once again on Apocalypse. Same build, I think, for both players. DDASIK definitely the same build here. And gonna have the natural coming up, being scouted here by Speed. Gonna park over this, I don't know what that is. Oil waste? What is this, like a tailing pond here? Jeez, even in space they have tailing spawns. And this must be the oil workers, the riggers that live nearby. They're getting cancer for sure. Bunker here, right at the front. Marines coming across the map. He's gonna try and bunker rush this, but pulling 3 drones be enough for now. He actually needs to pull more than this though if he wants to try and hold that off. Great, pulling back. Oh, he just barely lost that. That's so frustrating. And this drone will go down as well. He should have gone for the kill there. 2 kills. 2 kills on these Marines. Very frustrating losses there for DDASIK, but acceptable. It's not the end of the world here. That's kind of the bare minimum you want to get if you're going to do an attack like this as a Terran player. The 3 is like really brutal. 4 is like game ending. But 2 is on the middle ground there. More drones being sent out here, and the Marines are going to go back home. So not going to lose the first 4 Marines like he did last time. Instead, going to put them at home and wait for his 2 barracks timing. Looks like the 2 barracks timing is going to be pretty strong this game. And unfortunately, this Overlord looking a little vulnerable. Can he find a spot here where the Overlord can't be hit? I guess right there is going to be the location. Feels like he can hit it from here, but maybe with the lings out on the map, maybe he could prevent that from happening. 6 lings here at the front. That's a few too many Marines, though. I don't think you can take this on with just 6 lings. Maybe if they're up against a wall, you might be able to do that. But no Speed on the way. Oh, he actually did finish Speed. Never mind. Speed is done. Maybe with Speed, he could take them on. If they're standing in front of the barracks here, maybe he would take that fight. It's possible. But the Spire is about to finish here with the 2 medics. Now you cannot take that fight. You have to bail out of here. That 1 Marine with 1 kill, going to be healed back up in the end. And this force is looking pretty scary. It's time to build a sunken colony, and he has one coming up here, the creep colony back at home. Firebat there in the wall. Oh, big mistake here for DDASIK. Clicking his lings, I think, back to his main base, and they went right through the Marine stack. That is unfortunate. Bit of miscontrol is going to hurt him very badly, and a couple Firebats moving out on the map here. Going to get picked off. One actually goes down, but the other does manage to survive with a quick stim and retreat. We do not have a 3rd hatch here in the main. Not this time. Can't afford it because of those early drone losses. And gonna send out for a third base now. Gonna take it over here. Apocalypse is an interesting map, and it's very hard to hold a lot of these bases. There's no real easy answer for which base to take as a Zerg player. Usually it's gonna be this one, and going into like we saw last game, Hydralus Defiler, but it's a tough, it is still a tough style to play. You really have to be okay with battling early on. You're also going to mine out a lot faster because you build a lot more drones. Muta's here, just pecking away at this Marine force, trying to drive that down a little bit, lower the number here so that he can eventually dive upon that. Bit of a mistake there. Get all the mutas together. Another muta going down. Really good control here by Speed. Bit lacking on the control for DDASIK, unfortunately. Will finally dive on top of that. Tried to gun down this muta here at the back, but good pulling away from DDASIK. He will save that one muta. He's gonna just throw it down in the bottom right here. Let it heal back up to full. More mutalisks being made and sent across the map right now. And we don't have any sort of transition play, but we will be getting the third gas online soon. We'll see. Okay, there's the Queen's Nest. So immediate Queen's Nest here from DDASIK after the it sounded like the scan came down, and after the scan was finished, he dropped the Queen Nest and the Hydralus Den. So interesting play there for DDASIK. Hiding his transition here. Hopefully making it seem like he's going to continue producing mutas, but he's only going to produce up to probably that 11 count. He's got 11 right now. He's still producing 2 more, but he's not going to be able to afford all of that. Plus more mutas, all of this transitionary tech and more mutas at the same time. It's kind of one or the other here on 2 gas, but as the third gas comes online, he will be able to do more. Mutas flying through, getting a few more kills, but Speed doing a great job bringing up another force here from the south, picking off a few more mutas on the retreat. So that was 11 mutas. We're down to just 7. Quite a few have been picked off, and quite a few are low as well. So not the greatest as the +1 finishes here. Kind of want to have that 11 muta count to work with as the +1 finishes, but he's got another good force. There's 9 mutas in a stack. 1 sunken here at the front, and the Marine Medic is moving out on the map. This is scary. We need more creep colonies here. Firebat scouting the wrong base, unfortunately for Speed, and a Valkyrie making its way over to Lurker. Aspect is not done. We need another sunken. Oh, I think that DDASIK might be dead. I think he might be dead. We're gonna have to fight this Valkyrie, and Valkyrie's gonna do a lot of damage, and this sunken's not gonna finish in time. There's too many Marine Medic. 1 Lurker's being made. 1 more sunken colony's on the way. The mutas are too far away. They need to be here right now fighting with the sunken colonies, but they're not. There goes the muta. The Queen's Nest is actually tanking a lot of damage right now, but there goes the sunken. Second sunken does come up. Muta doing some damage here at the back, but the Valkyrie is doing too much. Valkyrie gonna push everything away. There's the Lurker. It should burrow, but that is it. Should be a quick GG here. And yeah, Speed is just gonna wreck through this natural. Too slow on the third sunken, DDASIK. A little bit unfortunate, man. Did not think that he was gonna fully commit there. And now DDASIK has to leave this game. GG. Another game goes to Speed. And funnily enough, right at the 10-minute mark. All right, another quick game resulting in a Speed win there. Kind of funny to see just how true this man is to his name, 10minFLASH. You know, it's really interesting in this matchup, especially, that it seems as long as the Zerg can survive the first 10 minutes, Speed's not going to be able to close that one out. Whereas, and I think that the statistics reflect this, Terrans tend to have a better win rate going on towards later into the mid game, right? I think it's kind of like this early game. It's a little bit of a split decision between all the bunker rushes and early Ling attacks that can happen. Then as you go forward, there's like this, a lot of wins for Terran players with the 2 barracks timing. And then after that, it's mostly like Zerg winning the game because of Mutalisk play, right? They have like a big spike in win rates due to Mutalisk, and then it spikes back down the other way for Terran as you get closer to vessels and all of that type of thing. Before the Defiler comes out, there's like a big window for Terran to take map control and put the pressure onto Zerg, and that's when most players, like a player like Light, player like Sock, some of these strong like Rush, these guys who are, you know, good at hitting those 2 racks timings, but their real power comes when, you know, they start to get into vessels and they have that map control. They can do a bunch of drops and, you know, continuously irradiate over and over and over again. That's where most of their wins come from. But Speed here, he is a different kind of animal. A different kind of T-1000. The Terminator with a very short lifespan. He's only got a little bit of battery in the tank. And he lurches at you in the early game. Try to take you out very, very soon, but eventually runs out of juice as time goes on. It's like the first Marine making its way across the map here. Gonna deal a little damage to this Overlord, but Lings are gonna be popping. The drone will head back to mining now. Just 1 Marine was sent across the map, and that's all he's gonna make for now. He's instead thrown down an eBay. There was just 2 supply depots here, getting into his command center. The very fast +1 will be coming. That's not something we've seen yet out of Speed, but it's looking like there's a possibility for the 7-11 build. I'm not sure if it's coming, but if we have a second eBay here, that is when we will know. We don't have it just yet, and I think the time has actually already passed. He usually sets down 2 eBays before the academy, so looks like we won't be having the 7-11 build. I don't think this game. More of a normal early +1 timing here from Speed, and with that wall, it really makes sense. Having this wall here means that you don't have to build as many Marines. You don't have to get aggressive. You can just pop out a few Marines here behind the wall, defend with very bare minimum. Don't have to worry about Lings, and then you are just gonna be able to defend. When the Mutalisks come, you can, you know, set up some extra turrets here at the wall. Maybe put a bunker here if you're really feeling under the pressure, but turrets, some turrets here, some turrets here. You can get a couple more barracks out, and you can have a really strong push here after the regular timing. Looks like he's gonna go to 4 racks, so a 4 racks timing here. 4 racks with +1 is a very strong build. I've seen a lot of pro players use it. I've seen it on the ladder myself a few times. I know one person who loves 4 racks is Jinjin. Jinjin 5000, if you guys know him from his YouTube channel. He's a guy who does a lot of translation. He's helped me out with some translation previously in the past as well. Very strong 4 racks user. He uses it almost every single game because it gives you a very robust army in sort of the early mid game here. Right as the Beetleists are popping out, that's when your army is going to be strongest, is right when this +1 finishes and range is done. You're gonna have all these barracks ticking. We haven't seen any missile turrets start, but here they go, starting up now because we do have Mutalisks on the way. So this is a 2.5 hatch here from DDASIK. Has some Mutas popping, and a few drones as well going to be joining this army. And we'll see where he wants to go from here. Looks like a base up in the top left-hand corner. This map is much easier to hold a ramp. You can get a... it's much better than Apocalypse in that regard. You can play a much more normal game here as a Zerg player. You can get up into that lurker. You can create that defense in the top left and then eventually get up to 4 gases. And that's where he wants to go this game, I think. But we'll see what our Terran player can say about that. What is he going to do here? I think he's going to move out with these Marine Medic and try to scan around the map, try to find that base. I think he might have scanned the top left. I'm not sure, though. With this Marine Medic ball, very, very powerful Marine Medic ball, he may be able to push his way up to the top left before we have any sort of lurker defense up there. It'll be up to DDASIK to identify this, continue to build a lot of units here. Where's that scan? He scanned right there. It's kind of a funny scan location. Try to build a lot of Mutalisks, a lot of Lings, and crush this army before it gets up to the top left. That'll be the plan here for DDASIK. Hydra Den on the way. Queen's Nest coming as well. There's the Lurker upgrade. So this is the point when the Zerg army is kind of weak. You have to be careful right now. We have +1 just about done, but we're making this transition. We're upgrading, and we're going to be putting down a hive here pretty soon. So we don't have Mutalisks pumping. Well, we've got 2 on the way, but see, we're spending a lot of money here on upgrades and the hive. He's doing a good job of just pulling back these Marines, giving himself some space out here on the map. Right now, he could produce Hydras and send them to the ramp in the top left, and he should be able to get Lurkers out in time to stop Speed from moving up there. And Speed, I mean, he's not done a great job of moving forward this game. He's kind of been led by DDASIK, and now he's just being picked apart a little bit here. We should have more Marines. I mean, this is 4-rack style. We should have more Marines out here than what we're seeing right now, and we should be able to put pressure on, but Speed really not able to do any sort of pressure play. And look at all the Lings that we've got out here at the front as well. Tons of Lings already. We've got the 11 Mutalisks as well. All of them very high on that HP, aside from 1. And Speed has just not been able to move forward here. Finally going to try to move out. But I think we have enough right now. And maybe DDASIK's thinking the same thing. Thinking the same thing, that as soon as this Marine Medic force gets out a little bit farther, he's going to collapse with that full group of Lings. He's ready for the collapse here. Speed tentatively moving forward. He does not want to lose this full group. Having 4 racks means that you can replenish that force. It's not a death sentence if you lose this, but it's definitely not something you want to be doing. You don't want to be giving up full map control to the Zerg player right now, and that was a bit of a mistake from DDASIK. Coming back in, doing a little more damage here. The Lings are waiting on the sides, and the +1 armor is incoming. We've got Lurkers spawning. We have Defiler. Tech on the way. Nidus Canal being connected. Things are looking pretty good for DDASIK right now, and we've passed the 10-minute mark here. This is kind of DDASIK's game from here on out. 10minFLASH has not gained much of an advantage in this game at all. I would say he might even be in a disadvantage at this point from all the damage he's taking from the Mutas, and he's only got 1 Science Vessel out as well. It's a little bit rough right now. What happened to his other Science Vessel? I thought he should have a second, but it seems that he doesn't. Muta here gets irradiated. We'll be pushing up this ramp, but that's a lot of Lurkers. 4 Lurkers. You cannot try to break that. And wasting 1 irradiate on a Muta as well. Not very good for Mr. 10minFLASH. Mr. Speed is kind of falling apart in this game. He's still building some Science Vessels. He's taking a 3rd base here. He's making sure that a 4th can't be set down, and This is actually the point of the game where most Terran players will end up winning. This is where Terran has the highest win percentage. It's during this portion of the game when full map control is on their side. And they're able to just walk around and continuously irradiate over and over again. But so far the irradiates have not been quality. Maybe we can change that now. Speed coming in. Gonna drop a couple of irradiates here. Gotta get some on these defilers and lurkers. Did eat one scourge, but keeps that vessel alive for now. Some quality irradiates there. Maybe another base gonna come up here at the bottom right hand corner. Command center just about done in the center right, but he's not actually denying this base right now. He needs some forces up here to make sure that that base isn't going to be taken for free, because here comes DDASIK. Going to come down to the low ground. Lurkers are going to set up, and this is actually the moment. We need to see Speed get up here and stop that fourth base from coming down. DDASIK will have to send defilers and lurkers through the Nidus Canal to hopefully hold on to this spot. He's got some forces over here. Might be getting an overlord for free right now, but with the defiler here, cannot break this easily. We'll have to back away. Speed loading up a drop right now. He's got a small force out in front of the natural, making sure that he has prepared some defenses. Ooh, this dropship might end up getting taken out before it can unload fully. Nice D-Matrix there. D-Matrix kind of saving that dropship at the last possible moment. He's throwing down some irradiates on these mutas, and yeah, we're getting up into this main, picking up again, loading more units in here, but lurkers are going to come forward now. Some scourge are going to come out as well. Scourge all targeting onto one vessel though. Marine and medic going to be cleaned up for the most part. Spreading out over here. Finishing off the majority of these Marines. Yeah, can't get back there. Not going to be able to survive. And look at this. DDASIK is overwhelming. Another dropship goes down. That's so painful. This drop's going to fall as well. Too many Scourge here. Is he even going to bother using all the Scourge right now? Oh, I guess not. Some Marine medic flying around. There we go. Waits for the D-Matrix to run out. Still a pretty good vessel count right now, but more drops are being made. He's gonna roll that lotto ship. See if he can get some more drops in. Some drones out here on the map. Not sure where they were headed off to. Command center going up in the bottom right. Some more irradiates coming down here. Dark Swarm at the natural as well. Dropship coming into the fourth base. Thinking better of it though. He's gonna back away. He needs to actually unload right now, because otherwise these Scourge will come through. Ooh, Scourge gonna get some big connections here. No D-Matrix for that. Gonna run to the high ground, but another good connection there. Army gonna start to come out of the natural. A few Marines are in place. +2 is done. So he's staying ahead this time over the Zerg. Oh, great targeting there on the lurker as well. Getting a few lurker kills. Not bad, not bad. Muta and Ling coming down here. Not really getting much done. Drop in the natural. Going to be cleaned up instantly. And the ultras are starting to come out as well. This is a real pain for Speed. He's doing it again. Trying to get some kills with the eraser trick. But again, not happening. What the heck? This lurker just ran past. Down into the bottom right, but trying to deal too much with these drops right now. Neither player really paying attention to these areas. Lurker behind the mineral line. He knew that that was coming. Ling's coming out and fighting. Ultras are going to hit the field now. That's a few too many Ultras for the small pittance of Marines here in the middle of the map. All right, they don't have much support, so maybe he can hold on to this spot. Oh, gonna catch a bunch of these science vessels. 2 science vessels fall immediately. Really, really rough for Speed. Losing those at this point in the game. Very painful as he's now starting to build battle cruisers. Battle cruisers are gonna replace the production on the starport for now. He should be able to add on another gas, though. And with the addition of another gas, he could add on 2 more starports. Oh, he's got 1 more already. Make it triple BC. What a madman. Okay, he's going to lose the rest of his science vessels. This does not bode well for Speed. He loses both of those science vessels despite some good targeting. He's trying to break down here into the 6 o'clock. Looks like he will deny another base for now. But this base here in the center left is probably going to end up coming up. Overlord here in the middle of the map. Good pulling back from Speed. Maybe we can send this army to the center left and deny that base. That would be a good move. 2 bunkers, nearly full of Marines. Should be able to hold on against this as long as he does, yeah, jump out stim and then also repair. We need the repair. Oh, the repair is good. He's going to have 4 SCVs repairing here, and that should be enough to hold on, especially once this one Ultralist does go down. Army moving out right now, but Speed is going to get on this high ground. High ground is pretty sick, and fighting from that high ground, he will be able to slowly fall back here and kill as many lurkers as he can. Ooh, this Dark Storm on the low ground is really good because Speed is not paying attention to that. He's paying attention somewhere else on the map. It looks like over here. Does he have Yamato? It's almost done. Yamato is coming up here, guys. Yamato, very powerful. Not well used, though. Not often used in this matchup, despite it being so good. Bunkers going up in the bottom right. Actually has Marines there as well, but they're not in position to stop this. Hopefully he can get a repair going here. Flying now into the upper left main. Might be able to get in there and deal some damage. Ultra down here, not going to do well against these bunkers. More bunkers going down as more Marines are built. He actually needs to move these. They're not really doing anything right now. Spores coming up in the main. More battle cruisers heading out. He's really trying to break this bottom left. It looks like he might be able to do it as well. There's not enough Marines here, and there's nothing repairing. This is looking bad for Speed now. He's going to fly right in here. He's making a big move down towards the bottom left. Going to try and pick off this Nidus. Can he get the Nidus? If he gets the Nidus, it's going to be huge. We've got a Defiler down here at the bottom right. While he's trying to clear this up, he's going to Yamato the Nidus, and Nidus goes down. Some Scourge come through. One of the battlecruisers will die immediately. The rest are probably going to fall to these Hydras, as they do not have very good upgrades, and the Hydras have that armor. Pushed away from the bottom right. He's really not able to hold this position anymore. Lot of SCVs heading back down to the bottom right, but we've got a big drop here in the main. Drop in the main is going to kill a few tech buildings. I'm not sure if that was the... No, that's not the Ultras cannon. Something else. Maybe the spawning pool down here in the bottom left in his main base. Ooh, what a connection on that lurker. Cleaning that up. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom right, lurkers and... Oh, no, not a lurker. That's a Defiler. I thought I saw something wiggly underneath that Dark Swarm. Base is going to be stopped here at the top center. Some eggs just kind of slowing things down here, but the center left is up and running. He's going to come through, try to kill this Defiler. Can he get a Yamato on that? He will. Yamato on the Defiler. Will not be allowed to cast any plague on that army. Army over here, maybe moving towards the natural as well. There's actually nothing over at that natural right now. Speed moving through the middle of the map. He's trying to control some space right now. Good spread on these Marines. Very good spread, and no Dark Storm here just yet. These Marines are going to end up getting cleaned up, though, it looks like. However, this army may be able to make it into the natural. These 2 battlecruisers doing some heavy lifting in the center left, killing off a lot of stuff. But the Dark Storm is going to come down here on these bunkers. Center right is about to get taken out, and there is nowhere else on the map for him to operate. Nowhere else for Speed to actually mine. The mining is going to be cut off completely here for Speed. However, he is getting into the center, or the top left and the center left at the same time, hitting both those locations. One with Marines, one with Battlecruiser. Battlecruiser is doing its work, but these Marines look like they're about to get cleared out. One Ultralisk here taking a huge amount of damage, so the Lurker can deal that splash. That Ultra is going to go down, though. The Marine and Medic is actually enough right now. This has had to be lifted. The command center is still alive, but it's burning in the air. Speed hanging on here at the third or fourth base, excuse me, of DDASIK. DDASIK losing his fifth base, and now he's going to start to lose drones here too. This base is just about mined out. We've got some more vessels here attacking now towards the natural is DDASIK. Some battle cruisers are coming out though, and this base in the center right has been held. Has he done it? Has he managed it? It looks like Speed may be able to take this game, breaking the curse, breaking the cycle of not being able to perform in the mid and late game. We're at 21 minutes now. Depleted are the two geysers at the main and natural, and Speed continues to shove forward here. He's got more Marines coming out. He's got 156 supply to work with, whereas DDASIK is just about out of this game. He's so close to being kicked out right now. He's got almost nothing left, and another drop in the bottom left. Look at this. So good. 4 Marines gonna come in here, maybe start to deal some damage, maybe pick off this, maybe get the Defiler Mound would be an amazing pick. Some Irradiates going down on these lurkers in the bottom right. Speed is about to regain control of that base. The only reason DDASIK isn't out of this game already is probably because he managed to kill bottom right, but with this base getting back up and online, how is he ever going to be able to keep up here in this situation? Hydra trying to get some shots off, but doing sorely little damage to these two battle cruisers that are still wreaking havoc. The main base is still under threat. He's trying to push down towards the bottom left, but some Irradiates go down. There it is. DDASIK taps out. And Speed takes this long game. 23 minutes. Man, it wasn't looking great for him, but hell, those battle cruisers did some amazing work. Not just flying in, he really controlled those well. Utilized the Yamato cannon. Looks like he's gonna utilize it a bit more here after the fact, but yeah, really good use of the battle cruisers. Not something we see very often. A lot of times there's too much going on for the Terran player. They're not able to actually control those, and they tend to go by the wayside in favor of, you know, Marines and drops and vessels that are throwing down Irradiates. But really, Speed did an excellent job with them, and he just kept the pressure on with the drops throughout the entire game. Did a really good job. Takes out DDASIK, and I think we've got another game here, guys. We're gonna jump into that one. Speed outdoing himself in that last game. Now we're back on Apocalypse with DDASIK in the bottom left and Speed over here in the bottom right. Overlord sent out on the map. Look at that thing. What is that? Tail? That kind of reminds me of like, you know when a bonobo has like their like butt turns red and it gets all like swollen and stuff? You guys know what I'm talking about. That's what that reminds me of right there. It's like this Overlord is in heat. Glowing red butts. It's kind of disgusting to think about. Let's move on. We've got the SCV here, building up a wall for Mr. Speed. It's a pretty solid wall in. Has a couple of pretty glaring holes, but you know what I mean? It's pretty decent. Gonna hang on. Just a couple of well-placed SCVs and a couple Marines there. Should keep them safe in the early game, but it will become a glaring weakness in the defense a little bit later as time goes on. He's gonna put the other supply depot in the front. Look at that. So even more of a glaring weakness here at the front, but only one gap in the initial defenses. So he can get away with making fewer Marines, and he might do so just producing like 1 or 2 going into a CC, or maybe pulling the wool over Mr. DDASIK's eyes, convincing him that that's what he's going for, and sending Marines across the map to try and deal damage. Looks like no further Marine being produced. There we go. Another Marine on the way here. Will he start a bunker? That's the big question that we have to think about right now. And he does indeed start that bunker. So DDASIK gonna have to pull drones here in order to defend, but 2 sets of Lings are on the way. That should be enough, considering there's only 2 Marines. But does he know that there's only 2 Marines? No, he does not. He knows that there's at least 1. And there's the second. He kills the he kills the SCV. That's a big kill. So finishing off the SCV there when the bunker was just a second away. Oh, actually, it was a little bit farther away from completing than it looks like on the progress bar up there. So it was getting pretty close, but still had quite a ways to go, and the SCV dies. So Marines will have to head back home, sit in the wall as they were made to do, just wait for, you know, reinforcements to come out for it, those medics to join them. They'll be ready to go across the map, deal a little damage, force a sunken or 2. I don't see a second. Oh, there it is, second barracks. So second barracks, it's going to be 2 racks play here. He will indeed be looking to force that sunken colony at the front. And funnily enough, a layer here in the natural. Don't often see that unless the hatchery took damage in the early game, but there it is. Layer in the natural, going to be a thing here. And a spawning pool. Just about to finish off that speed upgrade. Now, I really don't like to have the layer in the natural personally, because I keep my hatchery on 5, my main hatchery on 5, and then that way when I make my queen's nest, immediately when the queen's nest finishes, I can just hit 5, and I've got it on X so that I can immediately change that into a hive. I don't even have to look at it. I could even, while I'm macroing, just keep hitting 5x just to see, you know, when that building is done, that immediately it will start to morph. So whenever it's in the natural, it kind of throws me off. I might not have that on the right hotkey, and so I might not have my hive in time. I doubt that's what will happen for DDASIK, but just from my perspective, it's a little bit annoying to have that in the natural. And few Lings gonna run by here, but nothing major. The SCVs are able to clean it up themselves, and Firebats were on the way, so they're gonna be out here in a moment. Heading across the map now. Second sunken is gonna finish up here. Oh, is it actually gonna be late? Speed might actually just get the win right now. This is how close it is with the timings here. Running straight in. He's going to get right on top of this. First sunken colony gunned down immediately. He does need to focus the Lings now, but eventually he will crush the sunken. And look at that. Absolutely wrecked. Just breaking in with a very nice, normal 2 racks timing. Well controlled by speed. And this is it. GG's got to be called. DDASIK going to go out in the most pathetic way possible. If you are a Protoss player who complains often about getting Hydralisk busted, this is the Zerg, or the ZVP equivalent of a Hydralisk bust. You never know how quickly they're actually going to pull the trigger on sending the Marines and medics out across the map, or, you know, how committed they are to, like, breaking you at the front. And 2 sunken colonies should be able to hold off most 2 Rax pressures, but if you're not perfectly in time, if you didn't scout it, if you didn't build some Lings, or you don't have the exact build mapped out, you can just die immediately to this. It happens all the time. That's why there's a big spike in win rates for the Terran player around this early game, is from that 2 racks timing. And it's not an all-in at all. If the 2 racks doesn't work, if they lose all their Marines, it's one thing, but if they just pull back their Marines, then they're completely fine. They can deal that damage or not deal that damage. It doesn't really matter to them. They can pull back and be 100% okay. And yeah, it's kind of that funny thing, right? If you're a Protoss player and there's a Hydralisk bust coming, a lot of times you end up dying to it. You have to really be on top of your game to make sure that you have the proper number of defenses. Same thing here as the Zerg player, and DDASIK just did not have it. So this game, he ends up losing, and a great series overall between these 2 players. This game, not so great. Pretty standard overall. Speed getting a nice little bust here at the end to finish things off. Really his style for sure. Getting something like this as his final win. But it's been a blast, guys. Hope you enjoyed this cast. I'm going to keep an eye on Speed because he is such a cool player. Such an interesting guy to watch. So I will see you guys in the next cast. Have a great day. Bye-bye.